Hey guys, it's your boy Zenon back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about something that I've held off from talking about for a while now, and that is Forza Horizon 4 and where it's going to be set and everything like that. So what we're doing is we're jumping back into Forza Motorsport 4, which I think was a big turning point for Forza, and after they made a couple things wrong. And yeah, this is probably the most memorable and best game out of all the Forza games, aside from Horizon 1. And this is what I'm going to show you about it. So what I want to show you first up is all the cars, so the car list. And I think that's one thing that Forza has been working on, and Turn 10 and Playground Games have been working on for a long time to, I guess, increase cars in the game and I guess variety in the game, but they kind of stepped back from some of the cars, and this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this Ford Fusion and all those sort of cars that were really street cars, and oh, who could forget these mad Ford V8s and the Holden ones, obviously. But I just kind of wanted to go through the car list and see what there was and what they've taken out of the games. And I do remember that that race car. That was pretty cool. I remember most of these cars, even though I didn't play much of this game, as much as say Horizon 3. But let's have a look at Nissan. See, look at this Nissan Leaf and Micra. Why can't those sort of cars have been in the game? This one, it's really annoying that they don't have these sort of cars in the game. And it's really also annoying that all of the good cars are DLC, so that sucks, even the R34. So yeah, look at this variety of like race cars and stuff. I guess the newest game has a fair bit of race cars, but nothing like these. And let's just go through. I wanted to show some of the Japanese cars because that's what I'm mostly into. So see, look at this, the Colt and everything like that. Why are they not in the game anymore? But yeah, so on back to the Forza Horizon 4 thing. So there's two main areas where people think it's going to be set in, and that is either Britain, which was from the leaked cars that were very British cars, like a British taxi and stuff like that, which usually you would think if it was the other one, which is set in Japan, you wouldn't think there would be that many British cars, but it could be some sort of pack for Forza Motorsport 7, or it could just be a little troll that Turn 10 are doing to make us think that it's in Britain. But most people are hoping for it being in obviously Japan, and why wouldn't you want it in Japan? Great roads for drifting, huge also racing and all sorts of stuff. Best cars ever, or from Japan, and yeah, amazing roads, amazing scenery, and it would just make a perfect game. A lot of elevation in the map too would be awesome being in Japan. So yeah, that's what I guess I'm gonna kind of talk about, or what I want in the Forza Horizon 4 game. And there's obviously nothing I can do because by now I hope that Playground Games have really already finished the game, because E3 is coming up soon, so you'd want to hope that it's done. But yeah, so it's obviously getting revealed at E3, and that's where we're going to find out where it's at, some of the main features. But I think the most thing that people have been talking about is location, and of course I want it to be in Japan. Who wouldn't want it to be in Japan? I guess there's a couple people in Britain, or people that really aren't into Japan, but it would just, yeah, it makes the perfect place, I guess. So yeah, that's why I've come back into Forza Horizon 4. We're going to go in the Toyota Supra, and that is to one track that stuck out in Forza Motorsport 4, and I guess people were really angry when it got removed, and that was the Fujimi Japan track. Yeah, Fujimi Kaido, or however you say it, which was that really, I guess, road race track that was very windy, and it was the perfect representation of what everyone wants is hoping for Forza Horizon 4 to be like. Okay, stepping right back into this game, I have no idea what to expect. I've not played it in a long time, and that's some really intense music, which I'm going to change. But this kind of shows that, yeah, look at the scenery around us. It is amazing. These little Japanese towns like that would be really cool. And then, yeah, big hill climb roads like this, and hopefully some really good drifting areas. And look at all this. Is a crazy map. Look at all this altitude and different changes in elevation. This is what we've always wanted from a Horizon game, because that's kind of what we got from Forza Horizon 2. Everyone was hyped about the open world concept, and I think we were just all really excited from that. But from Forza Horizon 3, which was I was hyped for, that's probably one of the game. Oh, actually, I think Forza Horizon 2 is my most hyped game, but I was pretty excited for when I heard that Forza Horizon 3 was going to be set in Australia, being from Australia. So I was hoping for more than what came out, and it kind of really wasn't a really good representation of Australia. Even though there was Byron Bay and Yarra Valley and I guess Surfers Paradise, aka Gold Coast. So yeah, there was parts of Australia, but I honestly had a picture in my head of there being Mount Panorama in there, or some sort of racetrack in Australia, and it being so open world that you could drive to the racetrack and drive onto it. But of course that never happened because my hopes were way too high from what the game was, and it was kind of a bit. It was at the start, I get so hyped because it was a new Horizon game, but it was a bit of a letdown after a while, and it didn't have that same flair as Horizon 1, where I played that game since it came out since the next Horizon came out, like all the time. I wouldn't play my Xbox One. I was rather playing my 360 to play Horizon than my one with Forza Motorsport 5. So yeah, I guess it didn't have that same hype, but hopefully this one has the same hype, and that's why it needs elevation, because everyone's just gotten sick of the open world and it's kind of boring now. Like, so we kind of got, I guess, too used of it, and yeah, we just don't really want it in the game. And I think most people would rather have not so much open world and rather big twisty roads like this, which I would too. So some of the things I wanted to talk about was kind of what I have a picture in my head of what I really want it to be. I kind of have to show you in this game, that's why I went back into it instead of kind of talking about it, because I'm not really that good at talking, and it's easier just to show you guys, because this kind of gives an accurate representation. But coming off the Mount Panorama thing, one of the things I was really kind of have in my head, which I know won't happen, but it would be so amazing to have a big hilly area like this that went into a racetrack. If there was a racetrack that you could go on that was open world, so you could just drive there anytime you wanted, just race there with your friends, you didn't have to actually be in a race. That would be really cool. So there could be like chances of Ebisu Circuit and Fuji Speedway or whatever it's called. They're probably the two main ones that it could be, and that would just be amazing for Ebisu to be in the game. And if they kind of accurately did it, where there was North Course and all the different courses all spread around in the mountains, and you could drive to them, which I know obviously won't happen, especially with licensing for Ebisu Circuit and things like that. But this is one of the things I want. Look, hills like this to drift up. See, I'm not a very good drifter. I'm using a stock Subaru with no traction control, and I haven't played this game forever. So that's why I'm not really that great at it. But you can understand what I'm talking. Oh, yeah, that's a wall. You can understand what I'm talking about when this is what we dream from Japan, and yeah, I can't put it in words. This is an accurate representation of what I'm thinking in my head, and that's pretty much it. So now I want to kind of talk about customization. So I guess customization has been a big thing in Forza, not so much as Need for Speed. They haven't had as much stuff as them, and I think it was a big step up when Horizon 3 came out with the wide body. That was like so hype, because I think wide bodies kind of died off now. People aren't really that much into wide body as they used to be. Well, I certainly aren't, but there's lots of people that are still into wide body. I'm just not into it that much anymore. I've kind of grown out of it over the years. But I think one thing that they need to do, if this game is in Japan, is have a lot of Japanese cars. So the Lexuses, I forget what it's called, it's the same one that Black Panther has. Something like that would be really cool. Also, a lot of customization, a lot of crazy Japanese customization if it is set in Japan. So not just wide body, but a lot of stuff that Need for Speed did really well. We're not just 3 types of bumpers for a 240SX, where there's just heaps where you can do Sylvia front, so it can be a Sil 80, or change the headlights, the tail lights, the wing, the stereo, the canards, the splitter, all that sort of stuff that Need for Speed did. I think Forza aren't really kind of need to take on. They kind of need to take it on to do well, because that's the only thing that keeps me going back to Need for Speed is that customization. And if it wasn't for that, if it was like Forza's customization, I wouldn't be playing it at all. So yeah, that's one thing they should hopefully try and pick up on. Maybe like they had where you can turn off the car, and stuff like air suspension and coilovers and all that good stuff, and maybe even more. So they pretty much need to copy Need for Speed with their, I guess, customization. And I guess also another thing I'm talking about is houses. I know I'm just going on, this is like already 12 minutes long, but another thing I kind of wouldn't mind having is that more open world field of houses and things like that, because I know Crew 2 is kind of doing that now, where they've gone into a TF style of I guess gameplay, where it's open world of America with houses and all that good stuff, where you can walk to around your cars and walk near your cars and all that good stuff. But yeah, so that's what I kind of wanted to talk about in this video. I know I'm just been rambling on and no one's probably listening to me right now, but yeah, that's kind of what I want from Forza Horizon 4. In my head, if you could see in my head, it's pretty much these windy Japanese roads, heaps of customization, amazing map with Ebisu or some sort of track like that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna leave you with, I don't know, maybe a minute or so of footage of what I kind of want to redo in Forza Horizon 4 if it's set in Japan. I want to have it exactly like pretty much what I want the Japanese map to be like. Well, that is all for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know I rambled on a lot there, but yeah, I kind of hope you guys get what I want from Forza Horizon 4. It was easier to show you guys than explain myself. So yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know my mic sounds really raspy and bad, and it doesn't matter that I have a $300 mic because it still sounds really bad. So yeah, hopefully I might be fixing that soon, or maybe if you could give me some tips. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a future video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out.